Hello friends! With update 1.6.9, there were some really interesting changes and additions made to Stardew Valley. One of the most exciting of those is the addition of legendary fish ponds. But what's so special about them, and how good are they? Well, my team of scientists helped run some tests to find out. If you find this interesting, please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and let me know if there are other topics like this you'd like to see as well. Oh, and if you like hearing from the scientists, make sure to send some love for them in the comments too. With that said, let's get into it. With the update, we can now add legendary fish to fish ponds on the farm. Before we get into the numbers, let's take a quick look into fish ponds and what will be different with legendary fish. A fish pond is a farm building that can be commissioned from Robin at the carpenter shop for 5,000 gold, 200 stone, 5 seaweed, and 5 green algae. Normal fish can have populations up to 10 fish per pond, and most reproduce regularly and require quests to increase the population. If you want to see how these standard fish stack up against each other, check out my video ranking the top 25 fish pond fish. On the other hand, legendary fish can only have a population of 1 and will not reproduce. They also only produce roe. While each of those fish are pretty special on their own, they stand out even more with new watercolors unique to each type of legendary fish. Don't worry, we'll get to see all of their colors soon. At the time of making this video, we didn't have legendary fish pond numbers posted anywhere, so we had to get some data from experimenting in the game. To measure the output for the legendary ponds, I decided to blow up some slime hutches to make room and set up a pond for each type of legendary fish. I did one of each of the extended family legendary fish too, so that puts us at 10 ponds total. The idea is I would track outputs for 50 days for the 10 ponds, and that should hopefully be a big enough sample size for the scientists to calculate daily output rates. Alright, let's fill up the ponds and take a look. When you first fill up each of the ponds, the watercolor stays the normal blue. I thought maybe they would change right away with the pond capacity of 1, but it looks like it takes a day. Let's sleep on it for a night and check on them. The next morning, all of the colors changed. Legend and Legend 2 are both a darker green, Crimson Fish and its son are, of course, a shade of crimson. Mutant and Radioactive Carp are both a lighter green. Angler and Ms. Angler actually get their own colors of orange and lavender shade, while the Glacier Fish are an icy blue shade. These looked so good when I first saw them all together, and I think they're going to make some really cool aesthetic additions to endgame farms. On the first day, Legend 2 had 5 roe, Radioactive Carp had 10 roe, and Glacier Fish had 4 roe, so I was kind of blown away with the output. After 25 days, I used golden animal crackers on each pond just to make sure they worked on legendary fish, and yeah, it looks like everything is normal there. After the second 25-day period elapsed, here's what I got for totals. It looks like you can get 0 to 10 roe per harvest, and it also seemed like all of the legendary fish have similar probabilities for each quantity, so we took the average for all 10 ponds. This is what the probability function looks like. As you can see, about 79% of the time, the ponds output nothing. The legendary ponds make up for it with the potential for some really high output days. It's pretty crazy to think that there is potential to get 20 legend roe in a single day with a golden animal cracker. Anyway, the average over my 50-day trial was 1.08 roe per day for the standard legendary fish ponds, with 2.16 roe per day with the golden animal cracker. Let's go through the fish quickly to compare. In the number 5 spot, Angler and Ms. Angler have roe that sell for 480 gold. Aged roe with the artisan profession raises that to 1,344 gold per roe. You can make over 2,900 gold per day with this one, which beats all other standard fish, and it's the lowest of the legendaries. Tied for third, we have Glacier Fish and Mutant Carp. The roe is 530 gold, and aged roe gets up to 1,484 gold. These both can earn up to 3,211 gold per day. In second place, Crimson Fish has 780 gold roe that gets up to 2,184 gold when aged. this can make up to 4,726 gold per day. And of course, in first place, Legend starts with crazy expensive roe at 2,530 gold. When aged, this can get up to 7,084 gold. Averaging over 2 roe per day with a golden animal cracker means a Legend fish pond can generate over 15,000 gold per day. These numbers blow standard fish ponds out of the water. In the end, the legendary fish seem to be some of the best fish you can put in a pond. Not only do they have the highest gold output of all of the fish ponds, but they have some other big advantages too. That high output comes despite reaching a full population with a single fish and not requiring any periodic harvesting and sale of fish from the pond. That also means they don't need any quests and max out production on day 1, and this is probably the most efficient use of golden animal crackers in the game. Since they produce roe in very rare bursts of higher quantities, you rarely need to harvest from the pond, making them the lowest maintenance fish for ponds as well. The fact that you can get multiple copies of legendary fish through the extended family quest means that these can easily scale to some really high profits. And the downsides? Well, the only thing I can think of is when you put a fish in the pond, it will lose any higher quality level it may have, but you're probably not going to ever sell the fish anyway. Legendary fish ponds seem crazy good right now, and I'm actually surprised they were released with such a high profit potential compared to other fish. I'll be interested to see if these numbers hold up when we get the actual probabilities from the game code, but I think this little experiment is probably close enough to start. I wonder if there's a chance Legend gets nerfed at all. What do you guys think? Do they make fish ponds worth it for you? Are the special colors worth it on their own? Let me know your thoughts on legendary fish in the comments and if I missed anything about the pond update. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, please give it a like and subscribe, or at the very least, send some love to the scientists. Oh, and I'd love for you to come say hello on Twitch. Until next time, goodbye.